All right. Well, we're recording on multiple platforms right now.
Oh, where's my gun?
Is my audio
it's in the big toy box. Your audio is good.
Nice.
Just speak into that mic. Turn it a little more towards you. Yeah, there you go. Right there is good.
I'm speaking. I have a Diet Coke that is.
I also have a Diet Coke.
A whopping 46 milligrams of caffeine per 12 ounces.
Holy moly!
Hey, that's a reasonable amount. You know, you drink those Bang energy drinks; they're like 500 milligrams.
I used to for my morning shifts because I'd have to be at the store at like 5 a.m. I would have to chug those just to get used to it.
Yeah, I do that every morning when I have to wake up at 5 for like my 6 a.m. clients. I can't stop, and I would like to because I hate it, but I need as much caffeine as I can get into my bloodstream.
I have this memory of. It was like 2011, and me and my friends went to Best Buy, and the computer was open to Twitter for some reason, and I went to the trending tabs, and it was like, Frankie Muniz has heart attack. And then all the responses were like, stupid fucking moron, probably drinking energy drinks. It's no wonder he'll die early. It was like,
Jesus.
Like 2011, 2012, Twitter was like a different beast.
Dude, it really is. And then you go back and you look at some of the shit and it's just like we were all just worse, and hopefully you have your tweets deleted from back then and you don't have to live with yourself.
On that note,
welcome to Thought Cops.
Welcome to Thought Cops, coming to you live from the mean streets of Neo Chicago. I am Officer Kevin.
Pulling up the Google Doc. I am Officer Grant.
Boop, 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 boop. That's Grant
That's
typing.
the noise that it makes. Yeah.
I'm
actually clicking right now.
Computer hard at
totally
work.
Different sound effect.
Was that a mechanical keyboard? The boopy boop?
Yeah.
I know keyboard names.
Speaking of, we have Mr. Keyboard on the show with us tonight. Aaron Klopfer back on the program. How are you, Aaron?
I'm good. I've been up for since 5 a.m.
Wow.
And so I'm running on Diet Coke. And
what were you up for? Or you don't have to answer. You can do whatever you want.
I work at a grocery store.
Right. Okay. So this is the segue number one we wanted to get to is the grocery store talk.
Yeah.
You have a tight 5?
I got a tight
weird.
6. I could go. Yeah, groceries are weird.
What's up with chips these days?
I don't know. It's just every boomer just talks about the inflation. It's just part of it.
I heard a boomer, and we'll maybe talk about this. We might not talk about this. I don't care.
We'll see.
I did hear a boomer in the wild complaining about the gas stoves. Just a couple hours ago, like they want to get rid of the gas stoves. I'm like, they do exist.
They want to change the gas stove gender. Like,
yeah.
That's basically what he was saying.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter.
They trans our stoves.
That's what was the specific rant? What happened?
I just overheard that they were talking about gas stoves and because somebody back in Boston or wherever they had a gas stove leak and now everybody needs to get rid of theirs or whatever, and those things aren't even built for quality or whatever, blah blah blah, and it's these 12 people that got it. Now everybody else needs to do it, and it's just like, I don't know, man. Breathe in toxic fumes. You had fucking lead in everything and 8 cigarettes. You keep your fucking gas stove. I don't care. I don't care.
Oh. So, Aaron,
what about the grocery store?
Yeah. What grocery store do you work at? And for the folks watching at home, before he answers, look at his shirt and tell us what grocery store you think he might work at.
I don't know. Like I used to be afraid to mention it because what if they look up a tweet and they get fired? But it's it would also be funny if I got fired from there. It's just
honestly
a Thought Cops listener being like, "Can you say my wife?"
It's Trader Joe's. Yeah. It's. I mean, it's not great, but there's health insurance.
Hey man, that's the best you can do. I also feel. Well, no, this isn't true, but I feel like there were. As of COVID, there were so many stigmas around certain types of jobs and certain places you would work. And I feel like for the most part, at least within our age demographic, so many people are just like, yeah, that's cool. Get your health insurance, whatever. Fuck it. Yeah, no, it's weird because I've gone on some dates and stuff where when I say,
dating is weird.
Dating is weird. But when I say I work, a trade or a grocery store, I do see them die inside because I'm at a weird crossroad. I'm going to be 30 Sunday.
Yeah.
And
someday this week.
This week. So
Sunday, specifically Sunday.
And I specifically Sunday. Oh yeah.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Happy early birthday, yeah.
Thank you so much. But yeah, my little spiel. I don't mean to do like a whole like dating's weird thing, but like
go ahead.
But I'm just noticing like I'm at that age now where like the women I'm talking to are either like they want me to have a condo and be a finance bro, or they want me to, be polyamorous and like walk dogs. It's like I have to like pick one or the other.
Find you a man's who does both.
It sounds like you live in Wicker Park.
I do. It's lovely. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with the latter, but it's just like, it's just a weird thing to be in the middle. But most of my friends, like it's very like job's a job.
I totally relate to that too, though, because like even like as a personal trainer, you hear a little bit of both. You hear people that are like, oh, so you make a lot of money then, or you hear people that are like, how many hours of work do you work? How many hours a week do you work? And I'm like, not very many.
I also do a podcast.
That brings in $100 a month. So
holy moly,
that's a lot.
It's a lot. I split it between me and Kevin and Zwick, and it's like in what's the movie?
You buy a really nice cheeseburger with that.
Yeah.
Speaking from experience.
Zwick needs to buy those waifu pillows,
There's that.
He will.
There's that movie. I think it's maybe The Three Musketeers with Mickey and those other two dudes. And like he's like cutting a piece of bread in half. Yeah. Is that the Three Musketeers movie?
I vaguely know what you're talking about.
It's like one of those.
We've all seen the GIF.
Right.
I've seen a VHS of this, whatever you're talking about.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
So yeah. Grocery store.
Yeah, and I worked the early shift so I could do comedy shit. So it's like a bittersweet thing where it's like...
I was going to say, won't you be so tired at the store?
Yeah, but it's like, it's honestly like I'm starting to evolve like where I could just like, I'm just at peace with just being like a... What is that reference to?
Pokemon.
Oh, okay. I thought
you're evolving. Yeah.
But
Come on, you're turning 30. You should know all Pokemon references.
No, I knew it, but like that wasn't the noise.
They also changed the evolution noise after a couple games. Yeah.
Fuck.
I believe that they have.
I never noticed.
I thought that there was like a game specifically where I was like, this is different. I don't know if it's true. Fact check me. Google it.
Holy moly, Aaron! How do you feel about turning 30? Most of all,
I'm okay. Like it's there's definitely like some check engine lights that like it's happening, even though mentally I still feel the same. Like I've gone to the doctor because I've been having like escalating problems like poop wise, and like I'm eating how I always have, but the problem is I'm eating like an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
And so I went to the doctor. I'm like, I have cancer. And she just like, she ran tests. She looked at me. She's like, no, you're just like, you eat like a fucking goblin. So like, that's just been like some of the turning 30 stuff. But on the other side, like I do feel more chill. And like, yeah.
And what are we talking here, Aaron? You're all plugged up or stuff's falling out left and right?
No, it's just like now there's
a little
like,
of both. It's like when you see like plumbers that have like, oh, this pipe's backed up and they like shovel, like there's like the first little bit comes out and then it explodes, the pipe. Is it like that?
This is definitely like the worst I've been on here.
Like, I know you mentioned.
You said that. Yeah.
This is like every time you come on the show, your life gets worse. Now you're entering your 30s and we're talking about your fucking bowel movement habits. Oh man.
I look so fucking bloated.
You're just the closest one to this camera.
Sure. Yeah.
So I look by all standards. I'm the furthest back. I look small and slim.
You look thin, Grant. You look great. You look great.
This camera, I look like shit. This one, not so bad.
We could splice it so we can
honestly. Zwick, get on that.
Camera 1, camera 2, camera 1. We'll see.
Whoever's talking, make them look better.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's not important. But basically, like you could either work closing shifts or morning shifts, and I just do mornings so I could like go out and do silly stuff at night. But it's like I'm a fucking zombie when I do it, but like at least I could do it.
Dude, that's why I like got into personal training. Honestly, 90% of it was like, yeah, I'd like a flexible schedule.
Yeah.
And then it's like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then it was like, but now I just work at 6 a.m. and then at 9 a.m. and then at 4 p.m. and then at 10 p.m. And it's like, this is insane. So I had to like cut back on that. But
Try not having a job like me.
I did for a while. The best 4 months of my life.
What's like a little thing you're digging about no job right now? Like Kevin wakes up. Like, what's like a little joy you have?
I get to sleep into whenever I want.
That's sick. Watch cartoons.
I get to work on stuff I actually appreciate, like this podcast or making little clips and videos for the show, writing, things like that. I appreciate that, and I have more energy. And then when I'm done with them, it's like, oh, now I can actually relax. Whereas when you have a job, you have to work, and then you get home and it's like, I have to work on that stuff when I'm supposed to be watching HBO Max or something.
Yeah.
So
I've been on like a Hemingway kick lately. Back in May, I like visited his house where he blew his brains. No, that was in Idaho. But like went to Key West, Florida with my family and stuff like that. And dude, that guy's schedule was like insane. He'd just wake up. He'd stay out all night drinking, and then he would wake up like at the crack of dawn and just write like 500 words a day every single day. And then as soon as he was done, he was like, I'm going to go fishing, and then would just fish all day and then would come home and then just like would drink all night and then wake up, wash, rinse, repeat. And it's like, man,
sounds pretty sick.
I need that, man.
Yeah.
You could just do that and you had like a big mansion in the fucking Keys. Like, what the fuck?
That sounds fucking awesome.
But, you know, on the other side of things, he blew his brains out in Idaho. So you only take what you give, the New Radicals.
It was a good ride. I don't know. But like, I guess the moral of that is like sleep's important. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sleep, get your 8 hours, folks. So how do you feel entering your 30s? Do you feel like there's anything like, because you know, you're like, oh, I spent my 20s grinding, I was doing stand-up, I was doing this, I was doing that. Now you
did all the sowing, now it's time for the reaping.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just I'm trying to think of specifics and not like a broad like vague, like, you know, I'm just like, things just make more sense now. Cause like I find cliches make more sense now, which is not a very podcast sexy way to talk, you know?
I mean, I'm 32 and I don't know if I feel more zen. Or do you think I feel less zen?
I feel worse mentally. I just feel like garbage all the time.
It might be the pandemic, though. It might be the pandemic.
It's
I'm going to blame the pandemic. Yeah, it's all that.
Mean, again, even the concept of like pre-COVID, I was 28. And now all of a sudden I'm looking down the barrel of 32.
I know.
Not literally. I'm not looking down the barrel of a gun, but
modern day Hemingway over here.
However, I'm looking down 32 and it's like, what the fuck? How would 4 years pass? It's only been 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even 2 is too many. It just happened.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just more except like I still have the horrible thoughts, but I'm just able to just like, okay, well, I'm going to still do stuff I want to do. It's like the horrible thought. The gas is still like metal to the pedal or whatever the fuck the saying is, right, for just terrible thoughts and whatnot. But like, I'm going to go do this thing. I'm going to go hang out with this person. I'm going to go. So it's like, it's all still like a cesspool, but like, I just take it with me places, which is easier than it was in my late 20s.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
Lucky you. Lucky you to see it, to be able to say that. Lucky you.
I also wanted to ask you, so you've been doing stand-up for a long time, and then just recently you've been dipping your little toes, your cute little toes, into improv comedy.
Yeah, I haven't really been doing stand-up anymore. I've just been doing improv for the last year, and it's like, I'm probably less funny now, like as this episode is showing. But
no, this is a good episode. This is a highlight of.
It's our fault. We're the hosts. It's on us. No, because I feel like because I started with writing and improv, and then I feel like I wasn't clicking with it so much, and then I jumped to like stand up a bit later, and I'm like, oh, this feels like more interesting. And then, but like I do think like improv is a great tool for a lot of things, because even in my improv 1 class, there was like a teacher in my class, there was a used car salesman in my class.
Yeah.
It was just people who wanted to think quickly on their toes.
That's kind of sick.
Yeah. But like what made you want to like jump to doing improv classes and improv shows after doing stand-up for so long?
Is it necessarily a jump or is it a lateral shift?
I mean, it's not a very funny answer, but
better be.
But basically, like this is like around like vaccines are rolled out, but everyone's just still just like mind fucked from the pan. This is like, I started it like a year ago or what have you. So I'm just like, I'm gonna turn it up, but I'm still fucked in the head. I'm like, let me do a creative thing that is a communal tribal experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Versus like my default coping mechanism, which is like, I'm just going to be funny by myself, or I'm going to work on the project, but I'm going to figure.
Yeah.
So
there is that level of like isolation. I feel that in some senses that's good. Again, it's like I've been writing a lot lately, and that's been like, okay, I feel like I'm doing something. But on the other hand, like, yeah, doing like a solo endeavor sometimes is just like, I would like to be doing other things with other people.
Yeah, no, and my default is I don't want to do shit with anyone else. Like if I just go purely off coping skills, like often what the pandemic made me do, I would just watch YouTube videos of like Dragon Ball Super lore or what have you, and just play Overwatch. Like I would just go down my own wormhole and just like do sets and of stand-up and just not like make connections that aren't based off like, did my set go good or bad?
Right.
Whereas like with improv, like I was intentionally just like, okay, here's a pattern. I kind of want to change that. So like, let me be silly with this group of people and just relinquish some of my own control and do scenes with this, guy I would probably never talk to.
Do you find like are the people in your improv classes, do they skew younger?
They skew right or left?
I think it's all left. They all it's all over the place. But I think like some of the funniest people are like, they're like 23 and they're just so fucking quick and sharp and like they're so good at characters. Yeah. And something I found is like when I first started stand up, like I would think in bits, like I just go out my day like, oh, this would be a funny bit. But from doing improv, like I'll just think in like characters. So like that's like a fun new muscle that like like
people that think in like words versus like shapes and symbols. It's nothing like that, is it? Do you know what I'm talking about?
It sounds like some Unabomber shit.
No, how there's like people that like their thought process is that they see words in their head versus like sign language is a good example, because I think that people that sign don't think like the words, they think like the motions that they're signing, sort of thing.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
I just learned that.
Don't lie.
No, I think it's different. Like, that makes me think about something else. But like, I think I'm just trying to say is like, when you're starting like a new thing you're interested in, and you're kind of like in that obsessive phase.
I like being in that phase. That's a fun phase.
And I think I've just accepted like I'm less like stand-up is so fucking cool, but like I'm just not as interested in it anymore. And like a good indicator for that is I'm just like, I'm not thinking of bits. I'm thinking of like, how could I be a silly old person? Like, how could I do like basically Adam Sandler noises, which, is not great, but like that's where my brain's at.
That's good.
Yeah, I don't know.
You got to shift into different modes of thinking sometimes.
Yeah, and like stand-up is fucking cool. Like, and I did it like all of my 20s, but like it's just not where my head's at right now. So it's just not. Yeah, I don't see the point.
Like I said, I started with the improv scene, then moved over to stand-up. Do you notice a distinct difference in the groups of like improv people versus stand-up people?
Cigarettes versus alcohol.
I don't know. Like I think improvisers are generally a lot nicer.
They're happier.
And
faker, but happier.
Yeah, there is like a weird culty, just kind of like everyone just tells each other good job and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of horrifying. Like
it's like with stand-up, when you hear that good job, it's like, I earned that. These people are tortured, and they went to me and said, hey, nice set.
Yeah.
I take that home with me. But improv, it's like they're all cheerleaders.
Yeah, no, it definitely skews. I really don't know what to trust for what's going good or bad. But like the trick is you find like good teachers and you just have chemistry and whatnot.
Are there like improv savants where like someone's just like, no, that was a terrible performance, run it again, like, that
absolutely.
sort of.
And it's really funny because like, and then you'll see them perform. Like you'll watch a teacher like break something down, like,
right?
No, you're not. You need to do the hero's journey, all this stuff. And then like you watch them perform the next night and they're like, oh no, my poo-poo's on the wall. It's like,
and that's where the journey begins.
And that is a really fun thing where it's like, yeah, you see that over and over again. Like someone, and they're great teachers, and you kind of have, if you take something seriously, you kind of at some point have to pretentiously break shit down. no matter how dorky you sound. But then I just giggled to myself because like they're just really breaking down like how to be silly. But like at the end of the day, it's just poo pee pee.
Yeah, I feel like there was a term in the 2010s that was coined that I kind of hate called comedy nerd.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that was coined from like different podcasts and things like that. And I think that maybe that's fading out as people maybe take it a little bit less seriously, which I feel like it probably should be taken less seriously to some extent.
I was such a comedy nerd.
I was too. And like I heard that, I'm like, that's me. And then I'm like, oh, I hate myself for that.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel like a lot of shame about that.
I feel like there was also a point in time where like,
what's Mark Maron think about this?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who the fuck cares?
I think it's him or Scott Aukerman or one of these, godfathers of podcasting.
I also feel like, because around that time, comedians in cars getting coffee was like, I won't say it was big, but I feel like there was a large legitimizing force for like a lot of people being like, hey, stand-up comedian is more and more this art form, and like let's break it down, like when you were doing this bit, like where did it come from and stuff like that. And I feel like there were a lot of people that were genuinely interested in it. And now I feel like anybody that like defends stand-up is like a Nazi. It hasn't completely shifted, but there is that level of just like yes, the anybody nowadays that says with full full chestedly, they say like stand-up comedians are the only ones that can speak truth anymore. It's Aaron, just like you're one side or the other, and it's something's not right. Something's.
Aaron, have you ever been slapped for calling somebody bald?
What's this reference to?
Have I been slapped for calling somebody bald?
I'm looking at you like, get a load of this guy. The Oscars last year.
Shit.
Oh, yeah,
dude,
yeah. True.
That was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I know. It was a long time ago, and I'm still talking about it. It was epic, the epic slap of Chris Rock and Will Smith.
I forgot about the all these people now. Chris Rock actually, not so bad. Then they go back and now that he's not woke anymore.
You know who could only defeat Chris Rock?
Chris Paper.
Chris Paper.
I was like trying to think of a comedian who has the last name Paper. I'm like, nobody is. I do think there's a Jerry Paper though. Hold on.
Jerry Paper?
I think so.
That's a sick name.
Yep, Jerry. There is a Jerry Paper. He's a musical comedian.
It kind of sounds like a noir villain.
He doesn't look how I envisioned Jerry Paper to look, but once you look at him, you're like, yeah, that's Jerry Paper.
Watch out for Michael Scissors. That's all I gotta say.
I hope he doesn't run. That would be tragic.
Could you imagine like a Three Stooges reboot with those three?
Yeah, I could actually. Pretty easy. I'm going to sell the script to Hollywood.
You know who I think should be Three Stooges? Peter Griffin.
Okay. Just two more.
I'm taking a back seat here.
Let me think. Who's
shouldn't take you this long.
Boss Baby.
Okay.
Jared Fogle.
I'm sorry for doubting you.
Blackout.
Why Iona?
Man, we really fell off. No, for real. Like after the Three Stooges ended, it's all.
I thought you were saying this podcast.
Oh no, this podcast has absolutely fallen off.
Yeah, no,
it's good. From the fires of the Phoenix.
No, it's not your fault. It's
we all had a role.
It's ours. And Zwick.
Hey, I'm having fun.
Here's to that. Diet Coke. Never see a thin person drinking that stuff.
Dude, you should tweet that.
I don't know. According to this camera, I'm the thinnest person on here. So
you're sitting the furthest away. Yeah.
That's. How do you like them apples, Donald Trump? So, you've never eaten an apple before,
Aaron,
have you?
Dang old Cheeto in the way.
Now that you've been so inundated in the Chicago comedy scene, how do you feel like it differs from other cities? Because I know we talked before recording, you lived in Portland for a bit, but you're from here, then you came back.
Is it really that weird there?
Oh, it's wacky. People,
it is weird.
They ride bicycles.
I hear the dream of the 90s alive there.
Yeah. If you want $1 million condo, absolutely.
Christ.
I don't know. I'm not really a good person to talk to for this, just because like for a lot of the pandemic, I really did step back from a lot of stuff. So I'm like very out of touch. I'm just very honed in on just kind of like, here's these people I look forward to being silly with once a week, and here's a dumb little video I want to make. But like when I was like an open mic nerd, like I feel like Chicago is a little bit, you could be a little more anonymous and just kind of like work on your shit.
Yeah, because I was in the Hard Drive Discord the other day, and then Jeremy Kaplowitz is saying in there, because he lives in New York, he said that open mics in New York have gotten so big, you have to sign up like a full week beforehand to get a spot.
It's fucking insane.
To maybe get a spot.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, how
why would anybody even do that? And then it's like, I know so many people, not so many people, but I know people that are like moving to New York, LA, and then they're having these experiences, and it's like, how do you even like stand out? Like, at what point is it just oversaturated?
To be fair, it's like, to some extent, it's also kind of like that here. I mean,
I feel like to a much smaller extent, maybe certain mics, but like,
if you want to stand out, go to Madison, Wisconsin, or like, fucking.
Yeah, but you also have to have like some kind of a scene. I'm sure that there are like, and then you'll hear like, actually the Denver comedy scene is up and coming. And it's like, I don't give a shit about Denver.
No, it's not. No, I'm going to tell you right now, I've never been there, but it's not.
So I was taking a hike the other day. I was walking in my Tevas.
Yeah. Hiking's weird.
It's an up and coming comedy scene. This little place called Quahog.
Kevin has to bow out.
You guys are really...
Kevin's doing Lent for Family Guy.
No Peter 2022. No Griffin 2022.
Well, it's 2023, so you're free. Have you been writing the wrong dates on your checks?
I'm still writing 2022 in my Family Guy episodes. Fuck.
What are you watching to wean off Family Guy?
Simpsons.
American Dad.
You gotta start. That's okay.
I know. Honestly,
it's like a methadone clinic. You just gotta watch some Cleveland show.
I have been rewatching some classic Simpsons, and it's actually made me hate Family Guy even more.
That's totally fair. That's fair.
I can't tell what's real. What you don't like Family? You really don't like it?
I think it's bad. I think it's a awful cartoon. I think it's teaching our kids like the wrong lessons.
I told a girl I thought Family Guy was kind of funny, and then the next day she said like she wasn't feeling things anymore. So that
you think it was a 1-to-1?
Let that be a fucking lesson to you people out there.
No, it definitely didn't help. It's not the main culprit, but it definitely didn't raise the tide of old Aaron's charm.
No,
what did she think about Family Guy?
Just the worst thing ever made.
The worst? Come on. I've heard Rick and
you can't say that anymore.
Someone was gonna say something.
Aaron?
What?
Go ahead.
I already forgot.
Lead the show.
Okay.
It's your show now.
Let's see.
We don't
Go ahead. Aaron, take the wheel.
Okay.
Yeah, do improv.
This is your improv skills.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll tell you.
This is the analog to tell us a joke, funny man. Do an improv.
So before I found an improv like thing that I liked, or a theater I liked, or a class I liked, one time I did it, and then in class like I pantomimed sucking a teammate's dick. And they just looked at me with such pure horror. I was just like, I'm just done with improv. I would just, I quit improv for like 2 years. Like we're all still friends, but I was just like somewhere in the theater basement, pre-Trump. I just thought it'd be funny. Like, what if I just suck this 30-year-old's dick who's, an accountant downtown. So like, you had to go home and process that.
That's what, again,
how was class, honey? Fine.
That's what I love about those classes.
Comedy nerd tried to suck my improv dick.
You have people who are clearly like excited to be there, but have no ambition to actually do this stuff.
It's cool.
It's interesting, but it's like there's a point like that where you do notice maybe you take it too far with them, and they're like, "This is not for me."
Yeah. They're like, "Oh, I have a mortgage, and I don't need this. I don't need someone from IO to pass me or whatever." I don't know. This is not interesting.
Is IO back open?
I don't know.
It is.
I don't care.
Is anybody else interested in the drama of Chicago improv theaters?
No.
Let us know. Is IO Theater
I would
open?
love to talk about something else.
Yeah, I would also love to talk about something else.
Which one of these do we get to a story? Should we do story? We're 30 minutes in.
Yeah, that's
Time for a story.
Time for a story. Let me tell you a story about
All about how?
about candy. I want
Jesus.
candy. Dun, 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 dun. I want candy. If it's not woke.
Keep going.
If you let me finish. If it's not woke.
Oh.
This is a very stoner thought, but do you ever think about like how much
You smoke weed, Aaron?
The devil's lettuce. Oh, you're
Dude, I love the Kush. But you ever think about like how much certain like ingredients like caused war, you know? Like sugar, you know,
Sugar,
Just with
spice,
candy.
everything nice. Yeah.
Well, it's just like like that's arguably like why we fucked over Cuba is all the sugar.
plantations.
Yeah.
Salt.
Ooh,
Salt was a big resource,
Dude,
you know, in the
so much blood was spilled over salt.
and it,
Don't get
an
me started on
insane amount.
pepper. Pepper, people would like literally just like we have to send our whole military. There's some fucking pepper there.
This is 100% true.
No,
Don't get me started on the Parmesan Wars.
That's just called I don't know, something Rome.
This
I
show
don't
is
know.
not good anymore.
Speaking of a not good show, do you want to play Tucker Carlson complaining about woke M&Ms?
Let's go back. He's our cash cow. Let's go back. Yeah.
I'm ready to watch the clip.
All right. I'm depressed. Wait, hold on. I want to read.
Did you hear that?
I want to redo it from the very beginning right here. I want to clean just silence and then
Woke M&Ms have returned. The green M&M got her boots back, but apparently is now a lesbian, maybe. And there's also a plus-sized, obese purple M&M. So we're going to cover that, of course, because that's what we
just
do.
look at this graphic. It's just two M&Ms. They're sitting on a bench.
This guy's complaining about king-size candy. Who gives a fuck? More to love.
She's a lesbian, and the purple one is obese. It's like they're all circular. They're all round.
Well, no, to be fair, the other one's like an oval.
Oval is less fat than a circle.
Well, she might be like in the family. Maybe she's like related to the yellow one. They do exist, peanut M&M.
Well, I think they're all related. They're all from the same factory.
Well, why do they fuck constantly? They're fucking.
I mean, that's how you make more M&Ms. That's how you make the M&M minis.
Oh, those guys are crazy.
I haven't had those in a long time. I don't like those as much.
I liked them. It was fun to I would pop like half the tube in my mouth at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, they came in a tube.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
That was kind of fun.
M&M minis, they're good on ice cream or something like that. But like, I don't need to be eating them.
Yeah.
They're in my hand.
No, they're too small.
I'm dropping them.
Stupid.
M&M's should. You know what? M&M's should actually be bigger.
I'd be down with a bigger M&M.
Like how big? Like Jawbreaker size?
Yeah, like a nice. You carry it around with you. You suck on it for like a month and a half.
No,
you get like
an M&M I can like
bacterial infection.
Hold with 2 hands and take a bite out of.
M&Ms were created for World War II, so soldiers could eat them while gaming.
That makes a lot of sense.
All right, I'm accepting of this fact.
Yeah. They wouldn't melt while they gamed.
Well, they played chess, of course.
Well, they were playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
World War II.
Yeah.
Well, they called it Modern Warfare at that time.
They would have.
Do you think if you made like a dude from the 40s play a video game, like he would have a psychotic breakdown?
It would be funny to stick someone in a VR headset.
Yeah.
Like knock him out, wake him up, and it's just like, where am I? They're inside of Minecraft.
What was that terrible thing in like the early 2000s where they make houseless dudes fight each other? Bum fights?
Oh, yeah.
There's definitely some fucking sicko on 4chan just like putting houseless folks in VR headsets.
It very well might occur. I don't know. I've never thought about it until now, so thank you for making my mental state worse.
Woke M&Ms.
So this is all because of they did the woman M&Ms. They're doing a package of it's the three, the brown M&M, the green M&M, the purple M&M are all on the front of a package, and they said it's time for women M&Ms.
I'm just trying to like put myself
more into the mic if you can.
I'm just trying to like figure out like, do you think he's actually upset, or do you think he's like, I need to entertain my pigs?
I think that he is, and only because I think that you can't do something like that for so long without brainwashing yourself into actually having those opinions. Like, I know that a lot of people that are like grifters or whatever you want to call people, like, oh, they don't actually think these things. I think that they don't, but I think that they do. Like, I think that it's a very non-genuine response, but I think that you double down so much, and it's like, there's no way that he's not like looking on Twitter and just going, God damn, they're doing woke M&Ms again. Like, 100%, absolutely. And then you have these fucking boomers that are, they're woke M&Ms. And it's just like, I don't know.
Well, it's like, it's just like a mutant version of King of the Hill. Because it's almost like some Hank Hill, like evil Hank Hill.
Yeah.
It's just, damn it, Bobby. That's all he's doing. It's just like,
yeah.
People keep asking for like a King of the Hill reboot, and I'm like, you do not want that.
No.
You do not want that.
Yeah, Hank Hill, after Trump may not be so pretty.
Well, I think it's like people like, that's the thing. People like debate that, like, there's all the constant debate is would Hank Hill be on my side in the debate? And the answer is he's fake. He's a cartoon character.
I do love the idea, though, of like taking some like beloved TV show characters and then saying like, well, how would they have made it through COVID? Like, would Red Foreman be an anti-vaxxer?
I'm over that. Like, I think that like after the first year of COVID, I'm like, oh, I can't wait.
And I don't care to see it, but I do think that that's like a serious consideration for people that do love some of those things. Like, especially you see like Parks and Rec and like how Ron Swanson was like this weird breakout character and he's a libertarian, and not a lot of people knew what libertarianism was back then.
Yeah.
But that nowadays he would be like, why is the age of consent so high? Like that type of shit where it's like, probably he'd be saying this shit. Like, I know you love him. He's a lovable, funny guy, but like, he would have voted for Hillary. Probably not. Sorry.
On the less
thank you.
On the less heavy note, but something similar. No, I feel it's like, you ever talk to someone who's like stuck in like 2011 humor?
Yes, all the time.
Yeah, constantly.
You mad?
You mad? One I get is like that's a no for me, dog. Just like American Idol shit. It's just I think it's good because it's like, I just imagine like they go to work and they come home and like The Office is already playing. And
right.
And then they have some epic bacon. I don't know. It's just like, I do like The Office is a great show. Like, I don't think it's the best show.
Yeah. It's a good show.
But like, I'm not on team it's awful, but like, I'm not also on team like, it's not the final stepping stone of entertainment.
Well, did we talk about Mindy Kaling like a few weeks back? I don't know if we talked about this on the show, but she was like, you could make The Office nowadays.
We did.
It was too cutting edge. And
we famously talked about it. Yes.
There was just like a whole amount of cultural context that you played into. And like, either you understood the context and you were trying to subvert it, or you didn't understand it and just thought that really offensive jokes were actually that funny without understanding like the ramifications of it, which means I think maybe you're a bad person. Well, I could be wrong. I mean, I don't know. I'm not up here on
Nico in the chat says these Office Reddit slaying normies with kids and houses are happier than us and always will be.
Yeah, they do mission. They be doing missionary every night.
Rock on.
No, it's like, and so my job, I think it attracts a lot of happy people.
You wear colorful shirts. Yeah,
it's like Trader Joe's is part of culture, and this thing where it's like, okay, it's my Friday, I'm gonna get my frozen food and I'm going to go home. I'm going to go talk to like the nice cashier and whatnot. And it's like, and it's this weird thing where like they all want, it's, I'm trying to figure out how to articulate it, but like, I think it touches on like a happy group of people. I don't know. Like I feel like TikTok kind of grabbed people for like the company I work at. This is word salad, but you know what I mean.
Just keep saying it and someone will, like Finnegan's Wake by James Joyce. Someone will see the words on the page and it'll like unlock some part of your brain where you're like, I get it.
I don't know. Like, I feel like Trader Joe's shares a Venn diagram with like Disney Adult and like Office. It's like this weird, it shares some real estate with this kind of adult that goes doggo, you know, like what is, could you help me out here? What I'm trying to say?
They are people who are happy.
Yeah. That's really, that's the crux of it.
Let me finish. Happy and stupid.
I don't know.
I wish I was like stupider. And that's not to say that these people are stupid. I don't think
the problem is I'm already stupid, so I don't know what's wrong. You know, that's like I can't figure out. I'm also stupid.
Fair. That's
Why are you
fair.
happy and I'm not? And I'm already stupid. Like, did somebody figure that out?
There's different types of stupid. You know, like there's people that like show up to work and they hate their job, but they're like, hey, you know, it's a job. I gotta do financing. Whatever the fuck financing is. I don't understand what the fuck financing is and how you can make so much money doing it, but people do it and they're just like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. And then you know what? I'm going to get blackout drunk and kill every brain cell and just shove a fucking gram of coke into my nose and just destroy all of my childhood memories. And hey, NFL's on tonight. Like that level of just like, I don't know if I wish that I had that.
You know, speaking of that, I know we watched this on New Year's again, but like the Dilbert videos by C. Boyardee.
Did we watch the Dilbert one?
I can't say anything about like how awful it'd be to watch football on cocaine.
I think that
there's so many commercials.
We watched a lot of the Pilot Red Sun stuff.
Well, those like Dilbert videos are like, they're so indicative of like people who are on the outside looking in. And they're just having this like almost like I feel like an alien kind of experience, you know?
I feel like I missed the Dilbert boat. Could you guys
have you seen what is it, Dilbert 2?
It's like
on YouTube.
It's like this like bizarre like Microsoft Paint animated like I feel like if you saw a screenshot from it, you might
recognize it.
Yeah, I can pull up, or do you want to pull it up? Or?
No, you got the screen. But it's like, it's just, and it was also like from a different time period too. It's from like probably at least 10 years ago.
It's like this, if you've seen this one, it looks like, maybe you haven't seen it. It's just weird Dilbert. It's very bad looking. Does this not ring any bells?
It looks a little familiar.
We'll have to watch this after we're done recording.
What were you saying it touches on?
Just like the perspective of like an outsider looking in.
Yeah.
There is like a weirdly isolating feeling you get from watching that, where it's like, this is so funny, but it's so like depressing.
Like when Jim looks at the camera?
No, it's a different type of depressing.
Well, can you please continue? Like I didn't cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's just there's a certain feeling that you get from these types of things. And I get that with Pilot Red Sun also, where it's this like alienating. Stop it! It's this like alienating feeling from like this shitty art style and this like degraded visuals and audio.
Like Meat Canyon kind of?
I don't know what that is.
Meat Canyon?
Is that it?
The YouTube animator?
Yeah. Is it like a similar kind of tone?
Not necessarily. He's a little bit more like over the top. I do like him a lot though.
Yeah, I feel like Pilot Red Sun and the Dilbert thing are very like subdued, and it's like the characters are speaking in empty, hollow cliches, and they're talking about nothing, and you just get this sense of the world that it's just like empty and isolated, and,
like working in an office, and they're having a discussion about like, did you check out NFL.com?
Oh, okay, I like that.
Hike, hike.
And like one of the guys is just like listing off all of the teams, just like Cincinnati Bagels. Yeah, bagels.
I mean, that's kind of
fucking. Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of how depression feels, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So you watch these and you get very depressed, and then people are like, "I understand why you're so depressed now."
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for relating to me.
I should
finally,
show my therapist
Mom.
the Dilbert series.
Honestly, maybe that'd clear some stuff up. Maybe that's.
I have to go to twice
explore.
a week.
What are we talking about next? We got gas stoves.
Tell me about the gas stoves. I actually don't know
Hobo
about
Johnson.
This. I don't know about the gas thing.
And we have the Vegas loop. The gas stoves. I don't know. They want to get rid of gas stoves. They're really bad for you.
Okay. Is it like it's really bad?
I think it's pretty bad, and I think especially. I think it's something like small children and pets, and just like the noxious fumes that come from gas stoves. You never 100% completely contain them. And so there's always like a little bit of gas leak that's always just constantly leaking out. And that just over time, it's like lead and gasoline.
Yeah.
Like eventually it just saturates the atmosphere and the river, and you have this fucking gas pipe that's just in your house, just freely emitting gas into the air that you breathe, and that does some level of damage.
Do you ever wonder?
I believe.
Do you ever wonder like what version of like Aaron, like Kevin or Grant, like would be like if they never got exposed to like toxins?
Would be Chad's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Square jaw Chads.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've gotten super I feel like I'm getting more and more paranoid about like plastics. And how plastics just in like
for sure.
everything.
Yeah.
And I'm just always second guessing
it's too late.
It's too late, but also like there's so much that's like in your water supply, and like certain filters do and don't filter it out. And even having like a plastic water bottle versus like a stainless steel water bottle and just small things like that. And then you just go to the grocery store and everything's in a plastic bag and you're just
I run out of there. I turn tail.
Like the fucking cosmetics and like toiletry items and stuff like that. They're all made with plastics, and
cookingware.
It's in your lungs. It's in your heart. It's in your veins. It's in your bloodstream. It's in your fucking brain. And it's like, fuck, man, we're just doomed, I guess.
Leo in the chat says, I can hear Hank Hill in my head trashing gas and espousing clean burning propane.
Honestly, maybe we go back to that.
Yeah.
I did walk past an Ace Hardware that had a bunch of propane tanks outside, and I was like, maybe I'll just get a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I do really like cooking with a gas stove. There's something really sasatisfying about it. I feel like it hits the pans in a certain way.
Wow.
But I saw the article you guys were talking about, and I was like, I don't want to read this. I don't have energy to discover a new thing that makes my life worse.
I think the only thing,
guilt because my landlord won't give me an electric stove. Oh, I guess I'm the bad guy.
I think that is like I think what it's sort of boiling down to now is that now that people are a little more cognizant of the fact that they are so bad for you, there's a level to which people are saying like, well, if I'm living in this apartment right now and I'm renting and I obviously can't install my own stove, I have no option in the matter. Should there be laws passed saying like, people that are renting places, do you replace all the gas stoves with electric stoves? And so now the new culture war thing is you'll pry it from my hot scalding hands because I'm going to come and take it. I'm going to put my hands on the gas stove, and they're going to, when you touch a doorknob when a building is on fire, and they say touch it with the back of your hand because if you touch it with your hand like adheres to it, their hands are stuck to the stove, and it's just burning them alive. And they say, "Come and take it from my hot, boiling, blistering hands."
On you, man.
So, this reminds me of I'm trying to think of an oven joke.
What's
pretty half baked.
I got one. Hold on, let me look it up real quick.
Half baked is good. Here's here I got a couple images I can pop over here. Here is what's that guy's name? Ron DeSantis.
Dang old liberals just want me to use a microwave. What's that?
Right here. He says, "Don't tread on Florida and don't mess with a gas stove."
Oh, this is real.
Here's a gas stove that says, "Don't tread on Florida." This is absolutely real, and people are angry. Don't take away my gas stove. It's like, just like another thing for me not to care about is that I have to like sternly like put my foot down on the ground and say, I do not care about this. And then people, oh, well, you're liberal, whatever. And it's like, I don't care. Fine.
Well, to those people out there who have consenting opinions, let me ask you one question. Why do they call it oven when you in the cold food of out hot eat the food?
Are you reading from the Bible?
Yeah, that's Jeremiah. That's not even a guy. Michael 3:17.
I think there might be a Michael.
Garfield.
Honestly, when's the book of Garfield coming out?
Garfield 8:1.
Dude, they haven't updated that book in a long ass time.
Book of Garfield?
No, the Bible.
Oh, you're talking about the Mormon one?
In. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, because that's the one, like, they, I read a little bit about that lately. Like, they found, some motherfuckers found like some golden plates, in like Missouri or something.
Well, a guy that was also a notorious snake oil salesman and huckster was like, oh, God left these out. Oops, I found them.
Interesting.
At one point in the story, like, apparently the angels took away his magic golden plates because he didn't do something he wanted. But
I would be so pissed off if that happened to me.
Dude, I lost the fucking, do you remember at Burger King, there were the Pokemon cards that were like solid gold, like Charizard?
I do.
I don't know where mine went, and I'm upset about that. So I understand the plight of Joseph Smith, TBH.
Yeah.
Oh man, sometimes I do like weird eBay hunts for just nostalgic shit.
Oh yeah.
Like, just try to reclaim some lost relics of my childhood.
Go for it.
Yeah.
That's the problem with millennials nowadays. They're collecting toys. Did y'all see that?
I definitely, I'm at peace with just being an emulator guy. I don't need to buy any old video games.
Oh, I mean, not even games, like toys. That was like Fox News segment where they're like, millennials are buying toys. And it's like, old people have like an entire room that's a train set, like a little train town. They make an entire room.
New.
This is not a new thing.
Yeah.
This is all that life is just you exist, and then you just collect shit and you put it in a room, and that's it. And then you die, and there's nothing after.
There's nothing better than enjoying a room full of things that you would like.
So
that's it. That's all that there is.
Growing up, I had this friend. His grandpa lived with him. This old Jewish family,
right?
And I went over for dinner. No, sadly no. But yeah, and this old grandpa, he had like Alzheimer's, and like speaking of collectibles, he would just collect old Western movies. And he told like chubby little me, like, all right, I'm gonna lend you one of my cowboy VHSs. Just please bring it back, because I won't remember to ask you back for it. And then it just sat in my closet for years.
And that was a test, and you failed.
I miserably. That could have been the Jewish Messiah, and I could have failed the test.
You're going to hell.
Yeah, absolutely. They say there's no Jewish hell, but to that I say, what about marriage?
Oh, how about your mother-in-law?
Dude, don't get me. Fuck it. No, thank you.
Hobo Johnson's in the news lately.
I don't know who that is. You know what? I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
You know what? Fine.
Let's listen to some listener voicemails.
Okay. If you'd like to leave us a phone call, you can call the Thought Cops hotline.
I really got your work cut out, man.
788-7361, or you can
312-788-7361.
It's not what I said.
I didn't hear the area code.
Well, I said the area code.
Oh.
Maybe you didn't. Maybe you weren't paying attention.
That's definitely it.
312-788-7361. That's right. 312-78.
Grant, you know there's plastic in these?
Yeah. On the inside of the lining, so that the shit isn't touching the can. I know there's plastic in everything.
I do have something you could eat that doesn't have plastic.
Don't
knuckle sandwich.
I thought you were gonna say your penis or something. That'd be fucked up, Aaron.
That's got a lot of plastic.
That would be fucked. Yeah, that would be fucked up.
But your hand's completely free of plastic.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I only use BPA glass on my cock.
All right. I'm opening these.
I'm Jim facing the camera.
That's good.
Hey, Aaron, I got a dumb question for you. Did anyone ever think you were a fan of My Little Pony because of your last name?
Oh.
And if it's true, I'm sorry.
Oh,
all right, boners.
Yeah, a coworker spread a
rumor
that I like MLP, and I decided to roll with it. That's how you got. If
it sounds like you're rolling with it. You're abbreviating it. Sounds like you're on a first name basis.
Hey, I'm a fan of animation. I'm a fan of cartoons. No, I definitely do get tagged in like some clopping shit because clopping is just such a it just sounds like horse fucking.
That's I think that's what it is.
Yeah, it's my last name actually comes from my ancestors who would draw horses fucking. It's an old German Jew profession.
What if that was like the etymology of that's exactly what it means.
Yeah, this was before radio.
Well, Nico says it actually means beating off with your hooves.
Not fucking.
There you go.
That's got to be.
Grandma and Grandpa would be so happy to hear this episode.
That can't be good.
I think
I didn't know that's what that meant, but that can't be. That's got to be painful. I mean, that's like jerking someone off with your nails.
Do you ever see like how
big nail
horses are born, where they got their like the little fleshy
weird.
things on their hooves, so they don't fuck up their mom's uterus?
Ew.
Gross.
Ew,
dude, they're nasty. Here, I'm gonna pull up a photo real quick.
But my last name, I think my family, like, it means to knock. It's German. So I think they were German Jews who would like knock out cows for slaughter.
Yeah, they have these like weird.
Oh my God.
They fall off.
Never saw that before?
They fall off within like a day of when they're born because if their hooves like they can puncture their mother's.
I mean, that makes
lining.
sense. Yeah.
As soon as it's exposed to air, it just starts to like scab off and dry.
That's crazy.
It's disgusting. Horses are canceled. What are we doing? Next. Is that the end of the conversation?
That is the end of that conversation.
All right. Well, here's a new conversation.
Yeah, my 2 minutes of hate is people trying to like get you to find new jobs despite being perfectly happy with the one you have. And also Zwick.
Perfectly reasonable.
Later.
You mean like when you're just like, yeah, I got to go to work, and someone's like, you get a new job, and you're like, I don't want to.
I've definitely experienced that. I've been on both ends where like I've projected weird shit on people where it's just kind of like I just make up like, no, Tommy, he should get a 9 to 5. Why the fuck am I thinking that?
I definitely know people that are miserable at their job where it's like, dude, quit. But
that's
like,
what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. If it's like,
if they're happy though,
if they're happy, it's like, why don't you deal with your own fucking shit? You know,
if they're paying the bills, they're happy. I don't care.
I don't assume anyone's happy unless they clap their hands. Because if you're happy,
you would know it.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. You would know it.
Otherwise, they're just quietly dying inside.
If you would like really genuinely want to show it, you would
clap.
You would let people know.
That's psychology 101.
It's in the textbook. Just read the DSM. That's a thing.
To that caller, you're valid.
On to the next voicemail.
I have a guest for a question for the guest, Mr. Aaron Klopfer. Since the Wicker Park Farmers Market is no longer in season, how are you getting old dads to like hold your hand? Are you just like withdrawing from dads holding your hand, or are you not getting dads to hold your hand? How are you coping? And by the way, thanks for like the free food at your job. Cool.
Okay.
All right.
We don't have to project that out there, but
it's very, very sweet. You're very welcome, Nico.
Farmers market season is over unless you drive somewhere else.
So you're holding hands with dads?
I don't know what the dad thing is, but it's nice to hear your voice, Nico. I hope you're good. I don't know. Like I would do an ongoing bit during the summer right by my apartment. There is a farmer's market. So I would just do a bit like I'm going to hold out my hand at a farmer's market until a girl holds it. I'm open to a dad if he could. If
she says, "Don't gaslight me" in the chat. I have no. You did the dad bit. I
have been doing a dad bit lately.
I'm Father's Day. It's January 12th
it's been
right now.
7 months since Father's Day.
Honestly, a couple times. I don't know. Y'all can sort this out later amongst yourselves.
How do I find dads these days? How do you find love?
How do you find love at a farmer's market? Let's just break it down to basics.
You just try to. You don't wear deodorant because you want your pheromones to kind of float out there.
Right.
You stare at if there's nature nearby, you kind of stare at it just to show you're sensitive. You buy
pine cones.
Well, how do you find nature in Chicago? Do you just stare at like a tree on the side of the sidewalk?
Dude, I'm like a quarter mile from the lake. The whole lake is nature.
The lake,
you don't think that a water is nature?
The way that people talk about the beach here, like it's an actual beach, is just depressing to me.
It's not like an ocean beach, but it is a lake. It is a body of water.
It is a body of water.
It's a great lake.
I think from a harm reduction standpoint versus water or no water, I think it's great.
It doesn't suck. You never go on the concrete part and you jump into the lake. That's fun.
There is a fun thing.
I did the polar plunge like 10 years ago.
No, I don't even mean that. I mean because there's the strip of like concrete, and then you just instead of going to the beach, you just jump in the water. And then you keep going down the lakefront.
The ocean's absolutely better, but there is a romance in like a Chicago summer of just like hanging by the concrete, just seeing a bunch of fucking
You walk up and down the lakefront, there's people out, they're playing frisbee or whatever the fuck, and it's like, okay.
It brings a whole new meaning to touch grass. So basically, if you're at a farmer's market and you want to touch grass, you might just find love. Let us know.
And also just, Nico, so the way I'm meaning that I go to bathhouses and I suck strangers' cocks. So if you're just wondering, that's it.
On to the next voicemail. I'm nervous about this one, but I guess we'll see if I have anything to be nervous about.
She says hot.
All right. Here we go.
These bathhouses are not bath homes.
Hello, Thought Cops. This is not Alex Jones. Alex Jones is not totally calling into your show. I'm calling in, though. It's me, Alex Jones. Calling in about the progressive agenda to do with the Mars Company, M&M's. You understand what they've done to the wonderful candies, M&M's? They flipped the script. They've been flipping the status quo. First, they went after the green M&M's boots, gave her a pair of shoes, took away that sexy candy. Then they went and took away the pumps, them beautiful pumps from that brown M&M candy. And then they gave us a purple M&M for no goddamn reason. So they want to flip the script, supporting the status. They're flipping the status quo on women, putting an all packaged M&M's packaged together and selling it out on the streets. This is unacceptable. The Mars Company has gone ahead and they are coming at the American people, trying to turn everybody just like the frogs gay, trying to make them all progressive. Let me tell you something. I'm no longer going to support the Mars Company. I'm going to go over to Skittles because the least progressive thing that you can have out there is somebody saying that they're going to taste the rainbow.
That's Skittles.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
There was like a middle section where I was buying it. I was like, this kind of does sound like Alex Jones. I think you need to work on the Texas accent a little bit more because I think the accent was where my ears were like, no, people from Texas don't sound like that.
It was pretty damn close.
The graveliness was definitely there. Yeah. It was good.
Well done.
I like that we're just like, here's a couple notes for next time. Here's the final. He's in the chat. He said, my throat hurt. It's a Jackal in the chat said, you need to sound redder.
That's
100%. Here's the last voicemail.
Make sure your kids don't talk to you before you do.
Hey, it's your boy, Brandon Kirkman. I know it's been a bit, Thought Cops. I got the stomach virus after my baby got it, and she's on the mend, which is great. So I like calling when I'm sick, so I can get these clairvoyant calls that are needed, especially with Aaron Klopfer on. I got to ask you a very important question, Aaron Klopfer. If they bottled and sold mommy milkies, would you buy it and would you try it? You have to answer this honestly. If you don't, I'll know. Trust me, I always know. Anyways, please answer that. Take it seriously. Kevin, You can answer it. Grant, you can do it too.
No.
Zwick, you can answer this one
Zwick,
too.
you're not allowed on the
show. Tell me what you think about Mommy Milky's the brand. Anyway.
Play it and just.
He said, "Would you buy it? If there was a dress?"
He said, "Mommy Milkers, Mommy Milkies, would you buy it if they sold it retail on the shelves? If you could walk to Target,
I'd try it. Yeah,
I would absolutely buy a carton.
Yeah,
1000%.
So,
yeah, I would buy it. It would just be nice to wake up and not take your day seriously. You know, pour a bowl of cereal with some mommy's milk.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch tastes far better when it's from
the taste you can see.
Yeah,
or can't. I forget the verbiage. What was the original? The taste you can see, right?
Yeah, because it had the swirls on it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can see the flavor.
So
that was a big 90s
with the milk, it'd be the taste you
Same
can't.
thing. You can see the flavor.
Wait,
yeah.
can you or can't?
No, you can see. You can see it. Yeah.
So it lines up. I guess it tracks.
I like that in the 90s for food. They're like, how can we have like a visible trademark for the things that's going to go in your body? Like, how can we leave residue?
It was like the tricks used to be like the shape of the fake fruit that it was supposed to be, and then they were just like, no, they're balls now.
They're
it's
all
like,
balls.
turn it back.
Oh, fuck.
They tasted better when they were little bananas and little raspberries or whatever the fuck. It tasted different.
I love cereal. Yeah, I would buy mommy milk. I think if like I would just make it my profile picture for everything, just like posing with some mommy milk. What would be like the
you
missing?
Might get a good brand deal.
What would be, like the missing kid on the carton? Would mommy milk have a different kind of missing demographic?
Like a missing adult man?
Just a missing pervert?
Yeah.
Just a missing, like, just like a face, just a perverted face.
We could all relate to that.
Every once in a while, I'll put like a video on TikTok and like some corporation will like comment on it. Like, one time it was like dude wipes.
Oh, yeah. Wipes for dudes.
Wipes for dudes. And I was like, hey, if you guys are going to comment on my video, pay me money.
I know someone
give me some money, please. Money now, please.
I know someone who did a commercial for dude wipes, and Mark Cuban was in it because I think he's like part owner from Shark Tank or something.
Of course he is.
That was him that commented. By the way.
I love Mark Cuban, the good guy billionaire. Shut the fuck up.
I know he's still a piece of shit. But apparently during the shoot, they had to fix something because he refused to be shot in the scene with the toilet.
Wow.
So
Howard. Anywho, if that inspired you, give us a call, 312-788-7361, or you could always send an audio file to thoughtcopspodcast@gmail.com. Aaron, thank you so much for coming on the show, my friend. It's happy to have you.
Thanks for having me. It was a delightful time.
We'll watch some Dilbert after we're done.
Where can our listeners find you on the computer or their phones?
You could find me on Instagram at Klopogram, Twitter at Aaron_Klopfer. I don't know. I got banned. I don't know what my new one is.
Pornhub.com/Klop.
I'm BBC King. At,
that's you?
420. Yeah.
That's you?
Yeah.
Okay.
BBC King 420.
Yeah.
Aaron Klopfer.
My TikTok is Klop Talk.
Cool. Well, check that out, and thank you guys for listening or watching. We'll see you on the other side. Oh, I want to give a quick thank you to one of our older patrons.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Patreon.com/ThoughtCops. Thank you, Asterios Kokonos, who's been a patron since May of 2021.
Thanks for hanging around still.
We'll see you on the other side.
You really committed to that? That's the sign off the whole time?
I guess.
Couldn't come up with anything else?
Sorry, it's no See You Space Cop, I guess.
Well, I stole that one. So
yeah.
Someone else came up with that, and I said, I'm doing that now. So
bye-bye.
See ya, Space Cop.